What is up, everybody? You are checking out the PGH Chris Show on PGH Chris TV. And we got breaking news. This is not a video that I had planned to make. I have other stuff to make. I wanted to go over the game with you guys, but it is very important that I have sit here and tell you guys that it is official. After 19 seasons in Pittsburgh, the Steelers and Mike Tomlin have parted ways. Now, this story was first broke. I saw it by Adam Schefter from ESPN. It is the end of an era in Pittsburgh. First time in a long time, Steelers are going to be looking for a new head coach, and it's sad, but I talked about it earlier, and I think it needed to be done. Um, I don't think this team is going to get better with him there. I think we're always going to be stuck in that, you know, just right above 500 mark, barely sneaking our way into the playoffs. And it is time for a change. It is time for something new. Aaron Rodgers isn't going to be there, but I'm worried about for a lot of people. The TJ Watts, the Cams, what's gonna. I'm not saying they're gonna lead the team or anything like that, but a lot of things are gonna be at question here for the next couple of months, at least. But it's insane, man. Obviously, Mike Tomlin was my childhood, is my childhood. I mean, it feels like that's over as well. It felt like that when Harbaugh left Pittsburgh too. It sucks. But again, it needed to happen. Really grateful for Mike Tomlin and his time in Pittsburgh. That's the only head coach I ever got to really fully experience. So it's gonna be a definitely different time. It's gonna be a change, but we're going to be here. We're going to be covering it. I think the offseason just got way, way, way more interesting. Um, but we're going to talk a little bit about more of that. But again, Mike Tomlin not being the head coach, it's shocking. I'm not surprised, but because you hear the fans, we want Tomlin fired, fire Tomlin on this, and until you really see something like that like happen, like you don't think it's gonna happen. I had this conversation with a personal buddy of mine, and it's like if you he asked me if I think the Steelers are gonna move on from Mike Tomlin, and no, I think Mike Tomlin's gonna move on from Pittsburgh. But I want to read you guys some statements here from Mike Tomlin, the Rooneys. They just issued some statements not too long ago. This is a statement from Steelers president Art Rooney II on Coach Mike Tomlin's departure. During our meeting today, Coach Tomlin informed me that he has decided to step down as our head coach. Obviously, I am extremely grateful to Mike for all the hard work, dedication, and success we have shared over the last 19 years. It is hard for me to put into words the level of respect and appreciation I have for Coach Tomlin. He guided the franchise to our sixth Super Bowl championship and made the playoffs 13 times. Also lost 7 of his last playoff games. Just wanted to throw that in there. During his tenure, including winning the AFC North 8 times in his career. His track record of never having a losing season in 19 years will never be duplicated. My family and I and everyone connected to Steelers management are forever grateful for the passion and dedication Coach Tomlin has devoted to Steelers football. I mean, it's real, guys. It's real. I mean, obviously, it seems like Coach Tomlin walked into Art Rooney's office and said, "I'm stepping down." Said it's time for, I don't know if he feels like he thinks he wants to do something or he thinks it's quote unquote best for the team. But I'll read you guys here what Mike Tomlin said because he also issued a statement right after or right before Rooney, excuse me. Statement from Mike Tomlin. After much thought and reflection, I have decided to step down as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. This organization has been a huge part of my life for many years, and it has been an absolute honor to lead this team. I am deeply grateful to Art Rooney II and the late Ambassador Rooney for their trust and support. I am also thankful for the coaches, or to the coaches who gave everything they had every day, and to the coaches and staff who staff those commitment and dedication made this journey so meaningful. I want to also thank Steelers Nation. Your passion, loyalty, and high expectations represent what truly makes this franchise truly special. Coaching in Pittsburgh is unlike anywhere else, and I will always take great pride in having been a steward of this team. While this chapter comes to a close, my respect, love for the Pittsburgh Steelers will never change. I am excited for what the future holds for this organization. I am forever to be grateful for my time coaching in Pittsburgh. I mean, that's that hits different, man. That definitely hits home. Definitely is surreal. I think it was time. Um, you know, and it's interesting now that this has come up because I was gonna play this for you guys during my during my review for the Steelers and uh Ravens game. I wanted to do a review on the game because it's I wanted it to be my last game of the season, this and that, but this came up and I wanted to play this video for you guys um during that video. But I'm going to play it for you guys right now because it ties into the Tomlin being, Tomlin leaving Pittsburgh situation. But before we get into that, I want to shout out to our sponsor, DUBBY Energy. Sorry I didn't sponsor. Shout out to the sponsor in the beginning of the video. A lot of things going on, a lot of videos got to make, but I always want to give a shout out to our sponsor. They support the show. DUBBY Energy. DUBBY. Use code PGHChris for 10% off. DUBBY Energy. I love it when I'm going to the gym. Here streaming late nights, doing the watch-alongs. And we also have our partner, Sports Jedi Network, and Dude Wipes, the official sponsor of the Sports Jedi Network. So before I show you guys this clip, let me let us say hi to Dude Wipes. All right, everybody, make sure to use code PGHChris at checkout for 10% off your order for DUBBY. Join the DUBBY movement and be better. And a quick thank you to all of our partners and sponsors of the All right, everybody, make sure to use code PGHChris at checkout for 10% off your order for DUBBY. Join the DUBBY movement and be better. And a quick thank you to all of our partners and sponsors of the PGHChrisTV show. Now, let's get back to our program. That is DUBBY. That is DUBBY Energy, the official sponsor of the PGHChris show. Now, let me show you guys this video. Sorry for the little production issue there, but I want to show you guys this video because it is very important that you guys see it. And I'm not even going to have my face. I want you guys to see it and hear it for yourselves.
From being with Mike for a season about him.
I've answered that a number of times. I've talked extensively about how I feel about Mike. And I just did in that fucking answer, so thanks.
All right.
He knew he was getting fired, ladies and gentlemen. Aaron Rodgers knew that Mike Tomlin was stepping down, not getting fired. But he knew. He knew in that video that it was time, that it was going to happen, that him and Rodgers that was both their last games. I mean, just his demeanor, him dropping the F-bomb. I mean, it's tough. And this is the one thing I'm not going to miss about Mike Tomlin. I want to play you guys this video right here. Let me show you guys this one right here.
When you don't get it done,
Message to the fan base after another disappointing loss.
again, when you don't get it done, words are cheap. It's about what you do or you don't do. And so I appreciate the question, but people talk too much in our business. You either do or you don't.
Message to the fan base.
I'm not going to miss him not giving us answers. I mean, that was the most Mike Tomlin thing ever. He knew. He knew in the press conference yesterday that this was it. He already had his decision made. I think before the game even started, that if he lost this game, it was over. Now, I've seen some people, not too many, but I've seen some people not even say, but just entertain the idea of Aaron Rodgers coming back for another year. If anybody was entertaining that, if you were one of the clowns entertaining that Aaron Rodgers is coming back for another season, You can officially throw that shit out of the fucking door and shove it up your ass because it is not happening. Now, I'm grateful for Aaron Rodgers. We wouldn't have had a fighting chance this season without him. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, and I'm forever grateful that Aaron Rodgers put on, his last season of his career, he wore it in a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform and won us a division title. I'm not going to shit on him, but he's not coming back. This is truly a new beginning in Pittsburgh, guys. I don't know what's going to happen. But it's gonna be a new era because I want you guys to understand this and listen to this. I want you guys to really watch this. So there was a report that just came out right here. Bam. This is important. Mike Tomlin leaving the organization means that the Steelers will remain his rights because he was not fired. It seems likely he will take a year off, possibly do TV, which I said in my emergency live a couple hours ago, and then become a trade candidate next year, similar to Sean Payton with the Saints. Like the Saints held his rights and then they traded him to Denver. So, and that what did Sean Payton did that. He took a year off, did TV, and then came back into coaching. Could we see Mike Tomlin do that? I honestly think this, guys. I think if Mike Tomlin truly likes TV, being an analyst, wherever network he's at, because I think every network is going to be calling on his door. It's going to be a long decision to make for him because I don't think he's one of those guys that, I don't know. I mean, look, Sean Payton, I said the same thing with Sean Payton, right? We could say the same thing with John Harbaugh. But the reality is those guys are, Sean Payton's in Denver and John Harbaugh is looking for another coaching job. So clearly, Mike Tomlin has an opportunity. I think he could and will coach in another NFL team. I'm going to hate it. I'm going to, really, really be upset about it, but it is what it is, man. But this is the end. There will be a lot to talk about this off season. I don't know really what's gonna play out. A lot of coaching ideas popped in my head. Who do you guys want to see the next? Who do you guys want as the next coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers? Heard Brian Flores, John Harbaugh, defensive coordinator for uh, the Minnesota Vikings. We shall see, ladies and gentlemen. But that has been your video for today. I appreciate it. I will see you guys in the next one. Maybe go over the playoff game, but at this point, it seems pretty pointless. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll see you guys in the next one. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Thank you all for the support.